Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 23 of the Sam Hossack Media Podcast. Special guest today, and we'll get to introducing her right now. Our guest today has won 2 gold medals and a silver medal at the Women's Under 18 tournament. Not a big deal. Just finished her first season with the Minnesota Golden Gophers and loves Starbucks. Please welcome from the Minnesota Golden Gophers, number 18, Abbey Murphy.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for letting me come on. I'm excited to do this with you.
Absolutely. You've been a huge part of USA Hockey, so you had the chance to compete at the Under 18 rivalry series for 3 years against Canada. Just take us through that opportunity you had and how special it was.
Yeah, no, they're obviously all three of them were kind of a blast, and I mean, they're all different. I mean, honestly, my first one I was so nervous. I was still young, and all the girls kind of walked me through everything, kind of told me how it was going to be, how you'd feel, and it was exactly what they told me it would feel like, and it was honestly an honor. I wouldn't want to represent any other country, so it was a blast.
Now,
Never forget them.
now, 2018, you were part of the Under 18 women's team that won gold in Russia. Take us through the experience of playing in the tournament overseas.
Yeah, it was my first one, so I was really nervous, but I had a couple Gophers on there, and I think that made it a lot easier. I mean, I made a lot of new friends, and it definitely made the trip a lot better. Um, but that trip was honestly one of my favorite trips I've ever done. Um, it was pretty cool. I mean, our first game we played Sweden and started off the tournament with first goal, and I was so excited. I mean, so excited that I didn't even know how to act. Like, it was nuts. Um, but from there on, we had a really close game against Canada in the semis, and it was honestly very nerve-wracking. It was a very close game, and then we came back and beat Sweden 7-2 in the championship, and the feeling that I got during that game was ridiculous, Sam. Like, have never felt that way in my life before. And especially being the first time, like, I did not want to be anywhere else than there in the moment. So, yeah.
Now, 2019, you go back to the tournament, which was held in Japan, winning a silver medal. So take us through going overseas again and playing in Japan this time.
Yeah, no, that one was, we still had a really great team. I mean, everyone was kind of like on the same page. I mean, Canada was good. I don't think we came super ready to play in that championship game, but we played really well up until then. And it was tough. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I got the penalty that they scored on, and that was a pretty awful feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Something I've never felt before, and I just it was tough, but we were all in it together, and I had a lot of people saying that to me, but we were looking forward to the next year and getting back at them to get that win. But Japan was awesome. I mean, we got to see a lot of cool things there. I mean, we weren't allowed to do much, but it was awesome. It was fun.
Now, you got to do something not a lot of girls got to do, but go for a third straight chance at that tournament, and you won gold again. So take us through your experience in 2020 in Slovakia.
Yeah, I think the third one I wanted to go out with a bang. I mean, I knew it was my last year, and I wanted to be kind of like a leader role on that, and I did. I was happy with how I acted and how I played in Slovakia. Like I said, the friendships I've made and who I still talk to up until this day, it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know which one was my favorite, Russia or Slovakia, but Slovakia, I think was especially being the last one, it was just everything included, hanging out with the family. I had a lot of family there. Every single girl on the team, I enjoyed everyone. We had fun together. We played our hearts out, and that last game against Canada again it was close, but Zanin came out with that game winner, and it was a pretty good feeling. Like I said, it's always an honor to represent USA. So yeah.
Now, what was the craziest experience you had while overseas?
Um. Oh my God. Like hockey wise or no?
Either hockey or just like culture wise.
When I was in Russia, we we were like jaywalking, like crossing the streets. I don't know if it was just me or some other people, but this Russian police officer screamed at us, and like we did not know what to do or say. Like it was all in Russian, and like we just freaked out and all ran across the street at the same time. Like I honestly did not, like I was so nervous. I thought we were like gonna get arrested or something for jaywalking. But yeah, probably that. I mean, we didn't really run into anything else. I mean, Japan was tough, but not really.
That's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
what was the first thought that came to your mind when you saw your name on a USA hockey jersey?
Yeah. Unbelievable feeling. I mean, obviously, name on the front's a lot more important than the back, but like I said, I'm just happy to be one of those girls on the team. Like you said, not a lot of people get the chance to do that. And for me to be one of what, 20, 24, 23, it's a crazy feeling, and I don't want that feeling to go away yet. And every single time I do put that jersey on, I'm not taking it for granted. So it's a good feeling.
Now, what was the feeling like when you're standing at the blue line with a gold medal around your neck, belting the US anthem with your teammates?
Yeah, especially with their arms on the side of everyone. I think that's the best feeling, swinging side to side. I actually burst into tears my last year. Um, just kind of all coming together, knowing that what you accomplished was, I don't know, it made me sad, but also happy at the same time. Like that last year group was special, and um, a lot of people didn't think that we were gonna win that, and we came out on top. So standing on the blue line, kind of looking over on the other side, it's like, imagine if we were them and we weren't. So, no, unbelievable feeling.
Now, take us through the process of committing to Minnesota, and at what point did you know the Gophers were the right fit for you?
Yeah, I kind of started going when I was young. I started talking when I was in like 8th grade, beginning of freshman year, and I had a couple schools wanting to talk. It was early still, so I didn't have that many, but I was just waiting for Minnesota. I wasn't really trying to look anywhere else. I mean, I didn't talk to anyone else. I was just like, I want to go here, Dad. Like, Minnesota is where I can see myself. And I didn't know that yet because I hadn't seen like the campus, but I guess I knew it like already. But so then I took a visit like beginning of freshman year, and I committed, I think, the day after I got there. And they took me on a like all over the campus, and I met some of the girls, the players, staff. Like I just like it felt right, like I would fit in right, and campus was beautiful, and I love the coaching staff, and I couldn't see myself anywhere else. So
Now, take us through your first NCAA game. Who was it against, and how did it go?
oh my God, who was it against? Was it against Ohio State? I don't even know who was against, Sam. Oh my God, hang on, give me a second. I think it was against Ohio State. But anyways, I mean, I was nervous. I was really nervous. I was kind of freaking out. Um, I didn't know what to expect um, at all. And I just like, I don't get like nervous, but I get like good nerves, and they turn into excitement. I never freak out too much, but I think it's the first shift that I just wanted to get over with. And I don't know, like, it was just like the second I stepped on the ice, it was fast, it was aggressive, like compete, 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 and that's what I love. I mean, so we're all here to do, and I had a blast my first game, I won't lie. Like I came off the ice for the first period and I was like, holy crap, like 4 more years this, I'm so excited. So, yeah.
Now, obviously, your first year this year was during a COVID season. So take us through what a normal game day would look like.
Yeah, wake up, breakfast, then you either have breakfast before or after testing, which was usually at like 8 or 9. Um, Testing was at 8 or 9, then breakfast before or after, it depended. And then kind of go back to your room, chill out for a little bit. Sometimes if there was a later game, we would have like a dynamic warm-up pregame skate as usual. Lunch. I mean, we didn't really do much because of COVID, so we kind of just brought food back to the dorms as a freshman, sat in the dorms, watched a movie, put the Normatex on. Then got to the rink 2 hours before, all dressed up, and then that's pretty much it. It was a boring pregame ritual for me, not gonna lie. So it was pretty much every day was the same for me.
Now, who was your first NCAA goal against, and did you black out when the puck went in the net?
My first goal was against Duluth, and no, I did not. But I was really happy that I went to go tackle Emily Oden, and she fell straight on her back, and I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god, like I'm too excited, like settle down, like. But no, it was awesome. I think it was to be up one or tie the game. Might have been to tie the game, but yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it kind of took a little while to get my first one in, but I knew when I got my first one, it would all kind of settle in. So yeah.
Now, what's your most embarrassing story during a game last season?
Oh gosh. Hmm. During the game. Um, I thought this one was funny. I got um I don't even know. Hang on. Sam, I don't even think I have one. I got destroyed in the corner one time and they got like a really good picture of it and it was terrible. It was or oh my god. I don't know, Sam. I can't even think of one. I can't. Oh my god, I forgot to put my elbow pads on for a game. That's a good one. I came out for the second period and I didn't have any elbow pads on, and I was starting the second period and I didn't want to go off the ice and not start, so I was like, I just played the first shift without my elbow pads, and then ran back in the locker room and got them. So that was pretty funny. Everyone was making fun of me.
Yeah, that's gotta be all time one of the best stories. Yeah.
Yeah, forgot about that one. So that was funny.
Now you're from Illinois, just a little bit south of Chicago on the south side, if you call it that. So we're gonna get into some Chicago history here. Now, what is another name for the train system in Chicago?
The Metro? I don't
L
know.
train.
I have no idea.
Now, what dish is most associated with Chicago?
Pizza.
Yeah, deep dish pizza.
Heck yeah.
What are the six major sports teams in Chicago?
The Blackhawks, the Bears, the Cubs. Oh my god. The Bulls. Am I crazy? Um, I don't know. What are the other ones?
The fifth major one is the White Sox, and I'm not sure if they count the sixth one is Chicago Fire, the soccer team.
Okay, the soccer team.
I
Okay.
just know that they're in a major league, so I count that as a major sport. So
Okay. Yes. No, I agree. Yeah, I
now,
should have known that. That's tough. I should have known that.
now, what body of water runs through Chicago?
I don't want to, I can't do this because if I say something wrong, I feel like I'll sound so stupid. Does the Mississippi River or no?
From what I found, from my research, it was just Chicago River.
Okay, the Chicago River. Okay. Okay, so the Mississippi River doesn't. Okay.
How many Stanley Cups have the Chicago Blackhawks won?
8?
6.
Oh, that was close.
Now, which current Chicago Blackhawks player has won 3 Stanley Cups and 2 World Juniors?
Patrick Kane?
Jonathan Toews.
Jonathan Toews. Wow.
Kane only played in 1 World Junior, and they lost to Canada that year, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know where Toews is at right now, so.
Now, which 2 major cities are the closest to Chicago?
Which 2 major cities? I don't know.
Milwaukee and Indianapolis.
Really? I would have said St. Louis. I don't know why. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I need to catch up on this.
Now we'll get into some fun questions about your teammates here. Who is the messiest girl on the team?
Honestly, I can't even say anyone because it's probably me. Let me think. I would say me or Katie Skaya. I mean, I walked in her room a couple times and I was stepping on clothes, but I wouldn't say she's messy. I don't know. I get the same way. I just throw stuff on the floor. It's kind of bad habit, but yeah, I feel like everyone else is kind of neat on the team. So yeah, those are my 2, either me or Skaya.
Now, who runs the music in the dressing room, and is it good or bad?
Usually Olivia Knowles or Maddie Wethington, and I like their music. Sometimes there's some weird songs, it just gets really slow, and I'm like, come on, just not feeling it right now. But it's pretty good. I mean, I never really have a problem with it, so I don't think anyone else does. But yeah, I like their music choices.
Loudest in the room and on the ice.
Loudest in the room and on the ice. Probably Maddie Wethington. Probably Mad Dog. 100%. She always makes me laugh though. But yeah, definitely her. I feel like I always just hear her voice. So yeah, definitely her.
Now, something that's kind of gotten big over the last year is TikTok. So, best and worst TikToker on your girls' team.
Best and worst TikToker. All right. I'll be honest. I think Michaela Paul knows a lot of dance moves on TikTok. Wouldn't say she's the best, but she's pretty good. And she learns all the moves and kind of things. I'm not coordinated like that. Worst, probably Josie Dunn. I feel like she can't dance. I just feel like TikTok is just not her thing. Think I've tried to get her to do a TikTok with me, and I don't think she ever did. I was kind of upset, but yeah, definitely those 2, best and worst.
Most likely to forget something on an overnight trip.
Oh, that's 100% me. I left my blanket in Duluth, and I was so upset. I had to get it shipped back. It was so tough. But yeah, probably me or hmm. Hmm. Maybe Heisey. Maybe Heisey. I feel like she could maybe forget something. Or Skaya. Yeah. Yeah, definitely those two.
Now we'll get into some fan questions, and we had Audrey and Maddie Wethington on episode 17, and they brought up a story about Starbucks, and you had left a Starbucks drink in your locker. So now we're gonna give you the opportunity to tell your side of the story from that Starbucks.
Oh yeah, I listened to their thing. Yeah, I laughed, but um so I was never really a huge Starbucks person before I came to Minnesota. And then I not met, but like started to hang out with Maggie Nicholson and Josie Dunn a lot. And they literally got Starbucks every single day. And like I hung out with them. So I was like, okay, like I'll get Starbucks too. Like, so I would never, like, I would always get the biggest one and never drink it. Like, I would drink it to like halfway and they would always yell at me. So one day we were, uh, I think it was a game day. No, it was when we got back from a game day, I think. And I had my Starbucks cup and it was half full. And I just put it behind there and I planned on like throwing it away before I left and I just totally forgot about it. And like every single time I walked in the locker room, I was like, okay, like I'll get it. I'll get it. Like I'll get it later. And then I left to go home and it was just they sent me a picture of it and there was like black stuff in it and like brown stuff in it and like I actually gagged at the picture. Like it was so gross. But like that's a bad habit of mine. I always leave stuff out like that. And like I can't defend myself because it was disgusting and it was all my fault. But thank God they threw it away. But like in my dorm room, this is gonna be so gross, but I leave like smoothies out. And it's so gross, Sam. Like it's disgusting. They just rot. So yeah, I mean I understood why they threw me under the bus on that. It was pretty gross. So
How long was it actually sitting in the stall for?
it had to be a couple weeks. Had to be. Yeah, it was pretty long.
Yeah, we'll give the credit to Maddie for finally throwing it out when the mold
Yeah.
started getting into it.
Yeah, no, thank you to her.
Now, is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Now, Audrey came up with some good content through a couple messages she sent me, and I turned one into a question here. So, is it true you watched all 8 seasons of Vampire Diaries in a month?
It was probably 3 months. It was probably like 2.5 to 3 months. It it was very close. Yeah, that was like a low spot in my life. I mean, we had just started school and I was like, okay, like I need to start a show. Like we literally did was had practice workout and then homework and I didn't have a lot of homework my first semester, so I probably grinded out like 6 or 7 episodes a day. It was bad, but close. Not a month, but no more than 3 months it took me. 2.5, 3 months. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Now, a question Maddie came up with was, rumor has it you bought a pit bull on Craigslist without telling your parents.
Yeah, I scheduled like to pick up and I told my parents right when I was like about to go pick it up. My dad was like, "Are you kidding me? Like we're coming with you to get it." And my mom actually had no idea. I actually surprised my mom with her and we threw underneath a blanket and my mom came home the next morning and has never was more surprised in her life but loved the dog. And the dog is absolutely crazy now. My dad is like gets so mad at her, so she chews everything up, but she's a good dog. She listens very well. So yeah, I did do that.
Now, the other question Maddie had is, how do you like your steak?
Wow, she's really, steak is my favorite meal. Like I could literally eat it every day. Like what does she mean? Like how do I like my steak? Like
That's,
cooked,
I guess so, yeah. All she had put is, how do you like your steak?
medium well, or is it rare? I think it's rare. Yeah, medium rare. That's like more of like the red, but Sam, like I do not take my steak. Like I just like love it so much. It's yeah, they understand there at school how much I love it. So
Now, what made you choose the number 18 when you got to Minnesota?
yeah, I've been 18 my whole life. Since St. Jude was where I started when I was younger, and then I had 18 all throughout Chicago Mission, and that all came from my mom who played softball when she was younger and she was 18. She played over here actually in Evergreen Park. It's called St. Xavier. And she was a really good softball player, and I think the number just went from my brothers, and then I obviously loved it, and I was like never getting rid of this one. So kind of just a family thing.
Now, our final fan question. One of my buddies wants to know your thoughts on Canadian boys.
Thoughts on Canadian boys? I think they're pretty funny. I mean, I think I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I have a couple Canadian friends. Like, do you know Jacob Perot?
Yeah,
Jacob Perot or a couple of them. I mean, they're awesome. I think they're funny and they're nice. Um, but like I don't really have anything like negative to say about any Canadian guys.
yeah, we Canadians always gotta like say sorry or something after
Yeah.
like they do
No,
something wrong.
I think you guys are cool. 100%.
Now, get some leftover questions in here before we wrap up.
Yeah.
You're on a selection committee for Team USA at the Olympics next year. Pick a starting lineup for the men's and women's team. So you need 3 forwards, 2D, and 1 goalie.
Oh my gosh. For women's and men's, I'd say for women's Decker, Coyne, and Knight. On defense, Bellamy and Keller. Goalie, Rigsby. Men's, is this like NHL guys?
Yeah, I think the NHL guys are going to be back next year.
Okay. I don't even know who's US and who's not. I would definitely have Kane up there. Um, hmm. I don't even know. The men's one's a lot harder for me than the girls.
I know
Um,
one guy I definitely would have is Austin Matthews.
okay. Wait, is he Canadian?
No, he's American. He's from
Really?
yeah,
Okay, I would 100% have him then too. What about Marner? Is he
Canadian.
Canadian?
Yeah.
No. Um, is McDavid? Yep, McDavid's Canadian. What about the guy on the Minnesota team, Kaprov? He's something else. I don't know, Sam. I can't do men's. I don't know. I
Yeah,
just not.
I'd have to go with probably Kane, Matthews, and like Kessel's had some good Olympics for the
Yeah, he's a
men.
good player.
Yeah,
Very good player.
defense, it's kind of all up in the air. I mean, yeah, there's so many good American defense nowadays.
Yes.
It's so hard to even choose. Like
Yeah, they are.
the
I,
the, the Canadian team next year is going to be unbelievable with
I
like the talent that they have though. Like the Crosby, McDavid, Marner, like
100%. They're gonna be stacked.
yeah, they have so many amazing players.
Yes, they do. Yeah, that'll be cool to watch if it happens.
Now, obviously, you were in the middle of the season when the NHL came back, but who's your favorite team and how exciting is it to have NHL hockey back every night?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of the Hawks. Um, but when I did find out it came back on, I was excited. I mean, it's always fun to watch NHL hockey at night when you have nothing else to do. But yeah, I was very excited, honestly. And the day the first game was played, I was like, I think I was on the channel like 20 minutes early. But it was awesome. So
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing now. NHL games
yeah,
every night, and up here in Canada, we got the Canadian division, so we got rivalries almost every night that these teams are playing. So it
oh
makes
yeah,
great content.
yes, it does.
Now, for the men's and women's NCAA hockey tournaments up here in Canada, we have a network called TSN, which is the equivalent to ESPN. So when the Frozen Four for the women's was on, they showed that on tsn.ca. And then when the men's regional and Frozen Four was on, they did the exact same thing up here with TSN. So, what do you think about men's and women's hockey games being shown fairly, and what can the NCAA do to make it more fair?
Yeah, I think that when the women's Frozen Four was on there, I think that was awesome. I mean, I think it's like kind of showing everyone like girls are girls can be good too. And I think watching girls, it's different. I could not agree more. It's different. Definitely the pace, but like it's still fun to watch. And I think when people do watch that, like the girls play, like they would be like excited, like interested to see more. And I think that like when they do keep on putting that on, like I think more should be on TSN or ESPN or whatever. I mean, obviously not every single game, but like every college game's on TV, or at least most of the D1 ones are NCAA ones. But I mean, I don't know. Can't do much about it, but I think I would love to see more games live streamed on live TV, which would be really cool. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, I'm sitting here watching these games, and the only real difference, yeah, there's not hitting for
yeah,
women, and there are sometimes, but like it's not that big of a difference. Like, I
yeah,
mean, girls grow up playing hockey and they don't get to hit. It's still hockey. It's still great quality. Like you
yeah,
look at Northeastern has Arian Frankel, who's probably one of the best college hockey goaltenders you might ever see, and not a
unreal.
lot of people really know who she is, probably because the games aren't
Yeah,
shown that much. So
I could not agree more with that. I mean, goes a lot with everyone. Like you don't know who these people are for that reason, and I could not agree with you more on that.
now, tough news yesterday. The Women's Worlds canceled up in Canada. What were your thoughts when you saw that, and how devastating is it for, uh, as a U.S. hockey former player? And I know Grace Sumwinkle, one of your teammates, was at the U.S. camp.
Yeah, I went to the pre-camp and um like these girls are working their butts off to do this and uh like they got two and a half weeks off before the pre-camp started and they did everything they could have done. And I know the Canadian side had done it too, but I know the USA girls like there's nothing more that they want than to play in that championship series. Like I just think like it was devastating. Like even when I saw it, I was like why? Like why? Like everyone is doing what they can to make this happen and especially like halfway in to the pre-camp or what like not even right when the pre-camp ended. Like that's brutal. I don't know. I thought it was just upsetting and I think for the girls that were there and I mean I can't imagine how they felt. I mean I sent a text to Zummy kind of saying like sorry, like that sucks. I mean, you can't do much about it, but get them next time. I mean, I just like, I don't know. I have nothing to say. I mean, I thought didn't the guys play there a couple months ago or weeks ago somewhere?
The under 18 tournament's supposed to start in Texas next
Yeah.
week, I think. So like they get to play, and all the like the women's don't get to do it. And obviously, as a Canadian, I was disappointed. Like I mean, seeing the U.S., they won 6 straight gold medals, so it would have been a great tournament to see. And out in Nova Scotia, they had 25 COVID cases. Like, what are you
Yeah.
trying to stay away from? Like, you don't have it out there in these. Reading some of the posts, there was a girl on Canada who made a good post about it, and like they were in a bubble. Like they took a bus 100 meters to the rink to stay in their bubble, like so they
Yeah.
weren't around anyone. And
Yeah.
the government in Nova Scotia was just like, nope, can't do it. Like I don't get that. Like
Well, no one even tested positive
no,
either. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, I don't even know. Like I would be very upset. I mean, Kendall Coyne came out with a good statement too. I know that Jill Saunier,
yeah,
she came out with a good one. Her post was kind of sad. I mean, I felt bad, but she put it in very good words, and so did Coiner. But yeah, that's tough. I mean, and they're definitely, hopefully, I mean, they reschedule it, but I feel like it's not gonna work.
yeah, and it's tough too because it's back-to-back years that Nova Scotia and Canada was gonna host it, and it gets canceled because of COVID. I mean, last year COVID wasn't even a huge thing when the tournament was going to be going on, and it still doesn't seem like it is out in Nova Scotia. But who knows? They made their choice, and I'm sure the
Yeah.
IHF is doing everything they can to move the tournament. I think they're going to try to, and they easily should be able to somewhere in the States where you guys have it more open down there in some states, and I'm sure you can figure out a tournament within a month and get it done so these girls can play.
Yes, 100%. I agree.
Now, finally, before we wrap up, what advice would you give to a freshman coming into Minnesota next year?
That's hard. I just say like have fun. Like I do everything you can. Like because we didn't do much. Like we didn't have a lot of things, and hopefully next year's better. But like do everything you can. Talk to everyone. Meet new friends. Like show your true colors. I think is a big one. But have fun is probably the main one. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of the listeners, I'd like to thank Abby Murphy for coming on here and being able to chat USA hockey, college hockey, and everything else, and being able to have some fun today.
No, thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. I was happy to come on here. So thank you very much.